Good day and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about Neuromancer, which is a 1984 novel from William Gibson. Um, Unfortunately, the first thing I have to say about this novel is that it really hasn't aged well. In 1984, owning a computer was extraordinarily rare, and William Gibson wrote a story about um, a cowboy, someone who uses computers to hack into other computers because all computers are connected via a network. And the main character of the story is someone who is a electronic burglar. He hacks in the computers and steals money. Um, Obviously, that's not really very radical at this time. But when I first read the novel, when I had barely seen a computer, it was like, wow, computers connected to each other and people are using them to communicate data, and there's theft going on, and crime and so on. That was very innovative at the time. But unfortunately, the bulk of the interesting part of this story um, is around that. And reading it, I read the book again last year, and it's just like the story itself is okay. The characters are interesting and I enjoy the story, but it's so heavy on the near future, what happens if cyberspace is real vision of the world, that you're like, yeah, okay, he was right. 40 years ago he predicted what the world today would look like. Neuromancer is considered one of the early seminal works in what's called the cyberpunk genre. So it's a mildly dystopian universe with a lot of technology as well as a lot of um, drugs and people who are of questionable morals. And again, at the time, it was absolutely groundbreaking. But today, it's just another entry in a genre that has lots and lots of entries. William Gibson did um, make up the term cyberspace. That's actually from Burning Chrome, which is one of his short stories that he wrote um, before he published Neuromancer, and then ICE, as a computer defense, intrusion countermeasure electronics is what he calls it. But you have ICE on your computer to help protect from intrusion. That term also originated um, in Burning Chrome, but was also used in Neuromancer. The story itself actually, is kind of interesting because it's a story about an artificial intelligence who is prevented from becoming more intelligent. So it hatches this plot through a number of cutouts and intermediaries to find a cyberspace cowboy, the main character, um, who is collected by an agent that the AI has built a personality for. It was someone who had a break in personality and was admitted to a mental hospital and was allowed to use a computer, and the AI got to him through that computer, built his personality, funneled him money, and then started this mission to set the AI free. So, the story itself is pretty interesting. The characters are interesting. Case is the cowboy. Um, he's someone who just has a lot of really, really bad luck. He makes a couple stupid mistakes. He gets caught making stupid mistakes, and he pays a terrible, terrible price for it. He's also in the spirit of cyberpunk. He's a drug addict and a criminal. There we are. The other main character that you interact with a lot is a woman named Molly Millions, who is what's called a street samurai. So she's someone who was basically um, her body is enhanced. They've done lots of works on the nerves. They've put scalpels in her fingers that she can take out and retract. She can Wolverine style take them out and use them for slicing things. And she's has an enhanced nervous system, so she can move very quickly when she gets into that mode. And they're interesting characters. She kind of lives in the gray side of the law, not doing anything overtly um, criminal, but certainly she's in touch with criminal elements and works with them, and occasionally will take payments from them. So, and they go through this whole, uh, they call it a run, but it's kind of a burglary. And so, they go from place to place, and things happen, and there are various plot points, and it's, again, it's a good story to read, but reading it now, it's very dated and difficult to read because it focuses around this technology, which, again, when I was reading this as a teenager in 1984, is like, oh, this is just awesome. I mean, can you imagine what this world's going to be like? And, here I am in this world, like, yeah, okay, that is the correct prediction. So overall, I think this is a good book. But if you were to read it, you'd say, there's a lot of really tired tropes in here, and there's, stuff that's been done better before. And actually, it hasn't, because this is the book where all of these tropes came from. But reading it today, you'd say, oh, yeah, these other books have done it better. These other books are much more interesting. So if you feel like, seeing where cyberpunk came from and look at, oh, this is kind of the original novel of cyberpunk, then you'd want to read this. But in terms of a new reading experience or an interesting reading experience, Neuromancer is really not what you're going to be looking for. As always, thank you for your time, and I will talk to you later.